Come with me to meet Danny Elfman and watch The Nightmare Before Christmas live in concert. Stick around because this one is going to be unforgettable. First of all, hi, I'm Hattie and this is Hattie Haunts. I'm super excited. I'm getting the train really early because I want plenty of time to get into London, check into my hotel, get ready, and hopefully get the nerves out before I head to the concert. The show I'm going to is super cool even without the meet and greet. Essentially, they're playing The Nightmare Before Christmas on a big screen and there's an orchestra playing along with the film. Legendary Hollywood conductor John Mauceri will also be there to lead the way, as well as join in the fun himself and voice Sandy Claus. But that's not all. Danny Elfman, who composed the whole bloomin' thing and sang all of Jack Skellington's parts, is going to be in the show, performing all of those singing parts for Jack. And we're going to have Emma Bunton, better known as Baby Spice, singing Sally's parts. And there are going to be other supporting singers who are going to be filling in all the rest of the singing parts. But wait, there's more! When I tell you this show is jam-packed, I'm not kidding. They normally do a sort of warm-up for the show with one of the oldest Disney animated cartoons, and very apt for this show, The Skeleton Dance, which came out in 1929, by the way. How crazy is that? Then there will be a little intro with the concept art for the film that Tim Burton drew all those years ago. And theatrical violinist and frequent collaborator of Danny Elfman, Sandy Cameron, is going to perform a mashup of Nightmare Before Christmas songs after the interval. But wait, there's even more! Danny Elfman in previous years has always performed the Oogie Boogie song at the very end of the show, so I'm really hoping he does it this time as well, because he really throws his whole self into it and it's very funny. I can tell you for a fact that it's been a hoot every time I've seen it, and this will be my third time in fact, and I can't wait. The first time I came to the show in 2019, we had the Catherine O'Hara doing Sally's parts, who is not only an absolute icon and Moira Rose herself, she was the original voice of Sally and other parts in the film. Also at that show and at the same show in 2022, we had Ken Page, original voice of Oogie Boogie, but he sadly passed away in 2024. He's definitely going to be hugely missed this time because he was my favourite part of the shows in previous years. He just put so much heart and soul into the performance and he always looked like he was having a really good time on stage and it really made it feel very special. I just hope that they honour him well in the show. I've also met Danny Elfman before, at this same show in 2022, but the experience was a little intense and rushed because my mum and I ended up being really late and checking in at the wrong entrance. In fact, we ended up being so late that we didn't have time to get ready, let alone calm down beforehand. And it was my first time meeting Danny Elfman and I was super terrified and had no idea what to expect. It turned out that everyone who was meeting him that day had to queue up in the actual room where he was, so everyone was watching each other and I think Danny Elfman was feeling a bit uncomfortable, as was I. So I ended up looking a little manic in the photo. And also we couldn't really talk to him because there wasn't any time and he looked so uncomfortable and I felt like we were kind of being rushed through our experience, which was a little disappointing after having paid so much for it. Having said that though, it was still incredibly exciting to meet him, and I managed to cheekily ask him to hold my Oogie Boogie model that I made on the Midwinter Minis channel, and he did, and that made me feel really special. And no, that's not a euphemism. Also, just to clarify, this was not a gifted experience. I paid a lot of my own money to be here, but for me it's 100% worth it. Regular non-VIP tickets were pretty reasonably priced, but the Hail to the Pumpkin King package, which is the one I got, was £350. But included in that is of course this meet and greet with Danny Elfman, which at something like a Comic-Con would probably have cost upwards of £200 by itself, a seat in one of the front rows of the show so you get a really good close-up view of the performers and the orchestra, access to the private VIP bar before and after the show, and a special VIP goodie bag with exclusive gifts that you wouldn't get otherwise. So, anyway, this time I've left plenty of time to get into town and get ready, but the nerves are definitely back. I mean, if you know anything about me, you'll know I love The Nightmare Before Christmas more than most other things in life. I have done since I was 4 years old. And I get the opportunity tonight to meet one of my lifetime heroes again. How am I possibly supposed to stay calm? A little fun fact for you now I'm in Wembley. I actually used to live here when I was a student. Well, nearby. This was actually my nearest tube stop that I used every day. And I used to be able to see the stadium from my bedroom window. And when there was a gig on, I would sit in my window and listen to it. Although, the only one I can actually remember is Ed Sheeran. Our show isn't at the stadium though. It's at Wembley Arena, which is just to the right over here next door. Hello friend, I'll be back soon. Wembley is all decked out for Christmas and it's making me feel really festive. Look at this cool underpass they have too. It turns you into lights and puts you on the walls. It's so cool, I love it. I've decided to treat myself to an overnight stay tonight, so I have somewhere to get ready and I don't need to rush off and fight to get on a tube after the show. I'm staying at a Premier Inn just down the way from the arena because it's super convenient.
French door is closing.
Did she just say French doors? Time for a room reveal. Ooh, look at that view. That's pretty cool. Okay, time for an outfit change. Ready? Haha! It's like magic. I've gone, of course, for black and white stripes in honour of our favourite long boy, Jack Skellington. Ooh, I'm really super nervous now. It feels very real. Okay, breathe. And it's about time to head out to the concert. Okay, off we go. I'm pretty early for my check-in because, frankly, I couldn't help myself. And I get to go around the side of the building to the secret VIP entrance round the back. Ooh, that's so exciting. Oh my god, it's real. And there are other people here, so I haven't even made it up in my head. In we go. Now, as I mentioned before, because I paid for the very top package, that means I get all the fancies included. We got sent straight up to the special VIP bar. Although I found out that we have to pay for our own drinks, which I do think is a little naff after we've paid so much to be there. But we do also each get this goodie bag. The special VIP gift is different every year. I think in 2019 it was a Christmas bauble because I remember peeking at the VIP guests and being super envious. And I've been trying to get my hands on one since then because I wasn't a VIP that year, but no luck thus far. Also included in the bag every year is a VIP lanyard and a print. Last year the goodie bag included a tote bag with the concert details on, which I love, a pre-signed print from Danny Elfman, a jigsaw puzzle with the same design as the print, and a VIP lanyard. This year it looks like we have the lanyard, a print which is all sealed up, mysterious, and a fleece blanket. Random, but cute. I do like the special little printed VIP motif down here. Ooh, I'm super nervous now. I already know I'm going to freak out as soon as I see him. I have no idea what to say other than I love you, and that feels inappropriate. Oh my god, okay, they've called us to go to our meet and greet. Panic time! It's happening! Everyone is sprinting off so fast I can't even tell where they've gone. What if I get lost? Oh my god! Okay, it looks like I found them by following the other massive goodie bags through the venue. And it looks like we're being walked through a sneaky backstage corridor. Oh, I love being backstage. It makes me feel so special. There are loads of posters of bands who have played here all signed on the walls. And choir and orchestra members keep scooting past us too. This is so exciting. I'm trying to get the jitters out through my knees before I get in there so I won't have a total freak out. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to film in there, so I'm not even going to try. Plus, I'd like to be present in the moment and not shove a camera in his face. And I'll do a full rundown of the experience after the show. Okay, it looks like my turn is coming up shortly. I'll update you once it's happened. Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay, I need to sprint to the bathroom and have a silent scream real quick. That was incredible! I'll do a better recap after the show, but for now, Danny Elfman, if you ever happen upon this video, I love you, and you're the best. Oh my god, I just spoke to Danny Elfman! Well, I guess I just have to carry on with my life now, huh? I suppose I'll grab a drink and go on a hunt for some merch before I go in and watch the show. I'm walking around like I've got a massive secret that no one else knows about. Which I suppose I do, really. Ooh, I've just seen someone with a tote bag with this year's event date printed on it, and now I must have it. I was even super brave, and I asked him where it was from, and he pointed me in the right direction. Oh my god, they actually have merch! At the show in 2022, my mum and I went searching for merch, but we couldn't find any, which is a real shame because I have the t-shirt from 2019, and I really wanted a full set. We may have just not looked in the right place, but I feel like I don't remember seeing anyone with merch at that show either. No! As I was standing in line for the merch, the tote bag sold out and they took it off the wall. Damn it. It was so cute. I did get the t-shirt that has the date of the show on it, but I really wanted that bag as well. I asked the staff member there if there were any other merch stands that might have the bag, and he pointed me to another one. but they were also sold out. Then the staff at that merch stall pointed me to the main merch stall downstairs, which, yes, was also sold out by the time I got there. Well, you can't say I didn't try. So, if any of you watching this happen to know anyone who is at the same event and has a spare bag they don't want, I will gladly buy it off them. Anyway, after all this excitement, I think I need a little sit down. Let's go and find my seat. Oh, this seat isn't half bad at all. Look at that view. I get a prime view of the big old trumpet boy. Tuba, I think? I love the noise it makes anyway. And the same lead violinist who has done all of these shows. I recognise him every time because he looks just like someone I used to work with. But unless that person was hiding a secret lucrative violin career while he worked at a minimum wage cinema job with me, then I'm going to guess that it's not the same person. It does feel really nice recognising people here though. I almost feel like I'm part of a little community. Just before the show starts, as an FYI, I'll be showing very little of the film on the screen behind the performers, and I'll have to limit the audio because I don't want to get got by Disney. And no one likes that person who has their camera out for the whole show anyway. So now's the time. Let's sit back and enjoy it together.
There are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best. For my talents are renowned far and wide. And since I am dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations. What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? There's people singing songs. What's this?
Pick up right where we left off. We were doing pretty well, but I was sending SOS signals. All right, that's what happens when you have a perfect dress rehearsal. So, what's M6? I love 2 M6. Are you going to give me 5 little clicks? Okay, so I'm going to do some of this live with you so you can see how much fun it is, and then I'll put down my mic. So they're going to be 5 clicks, which I'm going to give you, and then the timpani's going to go. And this part's in 5/4 for just 2 bars, so it'll give you an idea how complex modern music can be. Here we go. Roll them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mr. Santa Claus? I want to do it.
Let's toss straws.
Jack said we should work together.
3 of a kind.
Birds of a feather. Not forever.
What have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Oh, I'm really scared. So mine, not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy, I'll let me just fine.
We're doing remarkably well. It's still happening, but we just keep going. Apologies to our dear beloved Ken Page. We managed to follow him, sort of. Anyway, here we are. And now, this is a really exciting moment for us to sing Sally's song. someone who's making her orchestral debut tonight. Please welcome to the stage Emma Bunton from the Spice Girls.
Goodbye, Jack. I sense there's something in the wind that feels like tragedies at hand.
My dearest friend, if you don't mind, I'd like to join you by your side.
We're simply meant to
This is a song that I wrote for the voice and the character of Ken Page, who's no longer with us. And his spirit is so missed from all of us up here, I can't even tell you. But I'd like to do my own version of this song that I wrote for Ken and give it my own little twist. And Ken, this is for you. Well, what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking. This may be the last time that you hear the boogie song. If something else
Release me now or you will have to pay. Expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking. You're joking. 'Cause I miss the boogie boogie like you ain't got no.
Well, my final thoughts are that that was incredible. Expensive, yes, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was very emotional. It's always emotional seeing it live, especially with Danny Elfman there and, you know, the composer and all the other people that they bring in to do it. It's so good. Obviously, meeting Danny Elfman was a blast. It was great. I would do that again. It was so good. And he was so chatty. It was wonderful. It was better than last time I met him. So what happened was we queued in like the back rooms for ages and ages and ages. They were saying they were taking in a group of people at a time. It was essentially every single party was going in separately, which was amazing. Because last time there were like 20 of us in the room and we were all sort of queued up inside of the room. And it was a bit more awkward. But this time it was amazing because it was a whole separate room with just him and the photographer in there who was like coordinating the whole thing as well. So once I got into the room, there was Danny Elfman just right there, casual. And I put my stuff on the chair and then I went over and I shook his hand and he asked my name and obviously I told him my name and then I said, "It's very nice to meet you." And then he said, "Shall we take a photo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I stood next to him and he like pulled me in nice and close and he put his arm around me and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm touching Danny Elfman." And then we took some photos and Danny Elfman said, "Look at us in our matching outfits." And I was like, I know, right? I was actually surprisingly calm and cool. However, now I'm not at all. But I was like, yeah, I know, right? Look at us. And then because we'd seen that he'd been signing other people's posters and things as they walked back past us, I already had my poster out and he was like, "Oh, would you like me to do that?" And I was like, yeah, please, yeah. And he just did it right in front of me and he was so lovely. And like while he was signing it, I said, "I just wanted to say, you make me feel comfortable being weird." And he took that as a massive compliment because I thought he would. And I was chuffed and it was so great. And he was like, "Oh, thank you, that's so kind." And "Oh, that's so nice." And I was like... And then I was sort of wrapping up. I was saying like, "Oh, goodbye. It's so lovely to meet you. You look great. Good luck with the show. I'm so excited to watch it." And as I was picking up my bags and heading for the door, he looked at me and said, "Stay weird." I was like, "Oh, well, Danny Elfman, thank you." And then I left. And then I watched the show and it was amazing. I was worried about what they were going to do with Ken Page's part for Oogie Boogie because obviously he is no longer with us and it's terribly sad. But they played the last recording of him doing the Oogie Boogie song live along with the film and it was super cute and super emotional. Although it was totally out of sync, which was not great. But then the conductor apologised to Ken afterwards, which was very sweet and made me a bit teary. But what made me really teary was when Danny Elfman came out to do Oogie Boogie song at the end, his rendition of it, and obviously he did a little tribute to Ken, and then he turned around and said, "This one's to you, Ken." I was done. Sad. But yes, the show was so good. It was so good. So good. In conclusion, 10 out of 10. I would do that again. And now for a proper conclusion, I'll go back to future me. Oh, thanks, past Hattie. I'll do a quick merch recap now I'm back at the hotel. The first thing I got was the VIP lanyard. Pretty standard. The design is cool and I like the little card at the end, but we didn't need these to access anything and hardly anyone was wearing theirs, so I feel like it's kind of not useful. And I'm not a lanyard person anyway, so I'm not really going to use something like this. But it is a cool keepsake. Then we have this year's VIP special gift, the fleece blanket. It's cute. I love an exclusive piece of merch, and this is definitely exclusive, but I do feel like there could have been something else on the blanket. It's just plain black other than this little bottom corner. I still like it and I will use it, but I feel like it could have been a little bit more interesting. Then we have the t-shirt that I bought. I didn't notice this before, but as I'm looking at it now, I realise there's no year on it. It just says the 12th of December, but what year? Luckily I brought my t-shirt from the 2019 show with me so we can do a side-by-side comparison. I do like this year's one and I will wear it, but again, I feel like more effort could have been put into it. The one from 2019 just has more going on, and it's much nicer to look at than the plain design of this year's. And as much as I appreciate the little bit of colour on the back, that date thing is really going to annoy me every time I think about it. But now we have my favourite piece of merch, and maybe my favourite piece of wall art I own ever. This is my VIP print that Danny Elfman signed. Look, that's my name, written by Danny Elfman himself! And I saw him do it! This is very, very special to me. Also, I really like the design of this print, and there's a fun texture to the paper too, which makes it even more interesting. I'll definitely be framing this and hanging it up in my house as soon as I get home, and I'll keep it forever. Oh no, I thought about it again for too long. So, now I just have to go about my daily life again, I guess. I really can't recommend this show enough to Nightmare Before Christmas fans, and if they ever do it again, I'm absolutely going. Honestly, it's one of the best nights I've ever had. It really makes me feel alive and keeps me going. And yes, I'm sentimental and a bit overdramatic about it, but genuinely, there is always so much effort put into these shows by the cast, the orchestra, the crew, and everyone else involved. These productions are masterpieces, in my opinion, and the amount of effort and thought that everyone puts into them to make them special is so appreciated. I feel so damn lucky to even have been to one of these shows, let alone 3, and having been able to meet Danny Elfman twice. Just 10 out of 10. It is a massive shame that there were so many technical difficulties this time around and that they had to pause the show a couple of times, and even then the problem wasn't resolved. I imagine for people whose first show that was, and people who were sitting further in the back, they will have left feeling disappointed, and that's totally valid. But the cast and crew were clearly doing the very best they could with the cards they were dealt that day. And also, for me, it's about more than just the technical stuff. It's about the performances, being able to see some of my heroes in the flesh, and being immersed into my favourite film. There's no other experience or show I've ever been to that's compared. Also, if this experience has taught me anything, it's that maybe sometimes you actually should meet your heroes, because I'm going to be holding on to those 60 or so seconds for a very, very long time. Thank you so much for watching, and a massive special thanks to my first top tier patrons: Graham, Jenny, Sam E, Timothy Stepansky, Honey Badger ZW, and Jeremy Webb. You can join my Patreon in the link below if you'd like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, please leave a comment if you've been to any of these shows before. And if not, I'd like to know whether you'd go to one, and also, which is your favourite song from The Nightmare Before Christmas? That's it from me, and I'll catch you next time. And remember, stay weird. Bye bye.